shall we find out a little bit more about the rescue of a woman on Dartmoor in the early hours of this morning that Lucy was telling us about in the news? She raised the alarm at around midnight, saying that she was lost, cold and wet. It's thought that she'd been out geocaching. She was found by a team from the Ashburton Dartmoor Search and Rescue team. Well, Dave Underhill is from the group. He was the search manager and joins me on the line now. Dave, thank you for sparing a moment to have a chat. Can you tell us a little bit about what happened then?
Well, we were called in the early hours of the morning. It was about 2:45, I think, and we were informed that there was a missing walker, a female walker, somewhere near Hypothermic, which is near Huntingdon Warren.
And that's a well-known area, I guess, and it's a place that a lot of people do tend to go, but during the day?
Well, you would tend to go up there. It's quite close to the Avon Dam. It's a nice, easy walk, so a lot of people will go there, yeah.
And did you know much about how this lady was, how she was?
The only information we had to start with was that she was lost. She was wet and cold, and although the police had been in touch with her on her mobile, the mobile battery had obviously gone, so they'd lost contact with her. And
she was all on her own, although did people know that she was out there on the moor?
I don't think so, because it was her that phoned to say she was lost.
Right.
Now she was actually lucky that she was in an area where there was a signal.
Yes. And Dartmoor notorious, isn't it, for having an awful lot of areas which don't have signals.
I don't have a signal where I live, so
no.
I know all about it.
I know what you're saying, Dave. She was geocaching, I know. For those who aren't aware of what it is, what exactly is it?
Well, I've never actually done it, but I understand that it's a bit. If you remember, people do letterboxing on the moor, where you go out and find things and sign a book. It's the electronic equivalent of that, I think.
But it's something that you can do alone. You don't need to be doing it in a group, as it were.
No, you don't need to be doing it in a group. No. Although at this time of year, or any time of year, realistically, if you're going to go up on the moor, you really want to go with somebody, or at least tell somebody where you're going.
And from what I understand, Dave, this woman wasn't really prepared for the conditions.
No, she had obviously gone out during the day when the weather wasn't so bad, but she didn't have any waterproof trousers. She didn't, as far as I'm aware, have any proper walking boots. She had no map or compass, so she was totally ill-prepared for the weather conditions when they came in.
Did you find her fairly easily?
Luckily, the police had an idea of where she had been, because she'd obviously got her geocache system going, and so we had a rough idea of the area she was in, and so I sent two teams out, one to approach it from one direction, one from the other, and they did find her very quickly.
That's good to hear, and she was all right?
She was very cold, very wet, and very frightened, I think, when the team found her.
And has possibly learned quite a few lessons in that 24 hours?
One would hope so, yes. She's not from the area, so maybe she just didn't know the ways of Dartmoor very well.
Well, it's a lesson, I guess, that all of us can learn about what's needed when you go out on the moors. Quite a few things there, making sure that people know where you are and having the right equipment.
Yes, that's right. I mean, especially this time of year, take a little day sack with you with some spare waterproofs in it, spare clothing, a little bit of food, a hot drink, and obviously make sure you've got a map and compass and know how to use it.
This is the kind of outcome that you and your team would want, a safe and happy outcome, really. You found the woman and she's all right. And I know a lot of your team were off to work straight afterwards, weren't they?
That's right, yeah. Some of the guys had meetings. One had a meeting in Tewkesbury this morning, so he left quite quickly after she was found. And several others had courses to go to for work. So it's all part of being a member of the rescue team. But it does mean that sometimes you may have to struggle a bit to get to work on time. So hopefully the employers sort of put up with it.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. And I know so many of us here in Devon really appreciate the work that you do. Big pat on the back to every member of the team who took part in that. Dave, thank you for coming on and telling us a little bit more about it tonight.
OK then, thanks a lot.
Nice to speak. Dave Underhill there, who's from the group, the Ashburton Dartmoor Search and Rescue team, after a successful rescue.